What is up, everyone? We are in Boonton, New Jersey. It's the flagship facility for TerrAscend, and we basically want to showcase to you guys an inside look from seed to sale as to how all their product is made. As many of you already know from their latest earnings, they've got #1 market share within this state for flower, #2 market share overall, and this is a big strategy as far as their growth plan for this company. So, what do we plan to do today? Our very own Anthony Varrell, as many of you know, this guy knows the products inside and out. Obviously, being a consumer himself down in the state of Florida, he's going to sit down with the director of cultivation from TerrAscend. His name is Nick D'Amelio. He's been featured on High Times, Leafly, New York Times, a wealth of knowledge that gives you a better idea as to how these products are all made, and most importantly, the revenue that's being generated to give you a better idea on how TerrAscend has become, without a doubt, arguably, one of the, if not the best companies within the overall cannabis space. So here we are, let's go inside and have a look. So we're doing a seed to sale thing right now. So Anthony's gonna actually walk us through, along with the crew here, on everything starts to finish to give you the product that you want in the dispensary. So come on, let's have a look.
So this step here is us essentially cutting down for harvest. So these plants get cut down in the dry room. They're weighed through our metric tags, our metric system, and then they're moved into the dry room, which still have a 10 to 12 day dry. We track our water activity and our moisture levels for our dry rooms before we pull them down. And we have a certain temperature and humidity set point, cool and low humidity, to make sure that we ensure a preserved cannabinoids and terpene profile for the plant. So this is our mother stock. As you can see, we have double stack mom tiers, and we actually have some of our benches that are single stack, so that we can take our moms around day 60 and they can live out the rest of their life up into day about 90 on this single stack benching, which may our mother require less maintenance at that point. We run a quick cycle of around 90 days to ensure healthy genetics to replenish for our flower rooms, to ensure no viroids or HPLVD. We essentially come in here, do around 2 to 3 generations of our mom stock so that we can continue to cycle them out. So you'll have around a 2-week-old, which will be in our bedroom, then move over here once they hit around week 3. Our 45 and our 90s. Our 90s get killed off, replaced with our 45s, and then we continue that cycle.
Question, I know there was music when we walked into the room.
Yes.
Is that for the people or the plants?
Both. The team loves to groove and keep moving with the music on, but the plants themselves too I think they love music,
Gentlemen, what's the music preference while we're trimming all day here? What's your music preference?
My music preference is probably hip hop. Some electronic music's played in here. It's a
You like the electronic?
Yeah.
How about you?
A little bit of R&B.
R&B? R&B. You? Everything?
EDM, hip hop.
EDM? You?
EDM, rap.
EDM, it's huge.
Walk us through this room. This is a flowering room, correct?
Yep, so this is one of our 8 flower rooms for production. So essentially those plants we saw in veg will come in here. They'll get laid out on top of our Rockwell slabs that you're seeing here. And then there's a certain task schedule that we follow on our prune ups, when we start irrigations to a certain signal.
How much older are these plants than the flowering room that we were just in?
So about 6 weeks older than those plants. Those plants were around day 12. And these are closer to around day, I want to say, 47. Okay. So it'll be like day 49 on Friday, and then they go, the other weekend.
How much longer do they go?
Around 56 days.
Okay.
I'm sorry, 55 days.
And then they're cut down
Yep.
after. Okay. This process is 10 days as a whole.
10 to 12. It really is a parameter-based process. So if it's ready in 10, it's going to come down in 10. If it's ready in 11, it's going to come down 11.
So there's no speeding this up.
Nope,
This is patience.
there's data that proves the numbers that we're looking for to break down that material.
Okay.
So this is our flower pack room. So essentially in here we do our 1/8 packing, quarter packing, half ounces, ounces, and then our pre-roll machine. So our pre-roll machine here will essentially take anywhere from 2+ pounds of material that's pre-ground and do the pre-rolling for us.
How much of a role does automation play in this process, or how much in the evolution of what's going on to create efficiencies is automation playing in this room?
I think to create efficiencies in the future, and with the increase in capacity that we're putting out in cultivation, pre-rolling machine is definitely a necessity to pump out the amount of pre-rolls that we need for the market. And then we are looking into automation for our packaging solution, so that we can again get that flower in a package a lot faster than we are now, and a lot more consistently as well. So we'll have a packaging machine that keeps us consistent, efficient, and we'll get that flower out faster than we can by hand.
Yeah, I'm assuming from a QA perspective, I mean, this machine's pumping out a lot more consistent product than it is doing it by the older methods.
100%. There's a lot of that. A lot of people have different ideas of what something should be, but the machine doesn't have that thought process. So everything comes out pretty consistent, but they do a hand-intensive QC to make sure that everything is weighed correctly, make sure it's folded correctly, nothing is bent, nothing is too tight, nothing is too loose. There's a lot of hand QCing that goes around this facility, which I don't think automation will ever make up for. The team, the love that they put into it, and the end product is super important. So getting those guys hands-on is the best way to ensure a quality product moving out.
And I know from a branding perspective, I mean, you guys do have several brands of pre-rolls in the portfolio. Do each of those have different specifications, or are they all?
From a brand standard, there's a little bit of a different standard based on maybe like the test results.
Yeah.
But like for us, the flower is still quality flower. It's still nugs, not trim. We have littler buds that might go into the pre-rolls for Legend, and then we have a little bit bigger size buds that are there for Kind Tree, just because of the brand standard for what gets packed into a bag.
Yeah.
But from a quality of flower, it's the same across the board, no matter if it's a $25 eighth or a $70 eighth.
I'm with Ricky Hyman, State Director, New Jersey for TerrAscend, and we're in the extraction lab. So far, we've gone through the cultivation assets. We're going through everything seed to sale. Walk us through this. How does this play its role in the entire process of finished products?
So extraction is a very important role for us at TerrAscend. That allows us to turn all the biomass that can't end up as packageable flower into something useful. So we create our own terpenes from CO2 extraction. We have our hydrocarbon extraction, which we create all of our live resin products. We're one of the few in the market that has a true live resin vape on the market. A lot of the other competitors, it's just distillate with live terpenes mixed in.
This is an important state for a lot of companies when you look at their footprint across the country. But what would you say, I guess, are, from what you've learned, some of the benefits of operating within the state of New Jersey and what they've done right?
Sure. Yeah, no, I think the reason why we've had a lot of success in the state is because we have, the Cannabis Regulatory Commission has done a great job at like really structuring how they want this industry to be run in the state, right? And I think a lot of multi-state operators have come in and started in this state, which is, highly respected and stays within, the rules and regulations and compliance of everything. And I think that just really mainstreams us to have a successful and sustainable industry within New Jersey, I think.
As we're heading out of here now, and I guess the big takeaway was that was pretty interesting, don't you think?
I thought it was good. I think it definitely exceeded expectations. It was nice to see the culture that they're building. It's nice to see the people that are behind the plants.
Yeah.
I think Nick's passion and his experience spoke through, and I mean, we walked the facility, we saw everything from seed to sale, and I mean, those plants were overly impressive. I mean, there's a lot to be liked with what we saw in that facility.
What stood out to you the most?
Probably the quality of the plants, consistency, the genetics, the emphasis on his phenotype hunting, just like I said, the attention to detail and the curation that they're going after as far as strains go and as far as what they're pumping out of that facility.
Next up, we have the Cannabist Company holding their flagship dispensary here in downtown Brooklyn. So this is a medicinal cannabis dispensary. How does it compete? As we all know, New York filled with black market dispensaries. But how is this market changing? Because many believe this could be the biggest cannabis market in the country. Most importantly, too, a lot of lawmakers, they're looking at this as very important. A lot of people moving to Florida, so taxation is top of mind. So how big of an opportunity is this? It's huge. So let's learn more as we look at this dispensary, some of the demographics that are coming in, and some of the products that people want to learn. So let's have a look inside. pharmacist and general manager of the flagship dispensary of the Cannabist Company holding Chip Walker. It's nice to meet you. How are you?
Nice to meet you too. I'm good. How are you doing?
Good. What a place here. This has got a lot of history, this building, right?
Yeah, it's beautiful, old 140-year-old building. Like, it's great.
Yeah. I know that we were talking earlier. This New York market, let's face it, could be, without a doubt, one of the biggest, if not the biggest, cannabis markets in the world. But the rollout has been anything but, perfect, to say the least.
Yeah, exactly.
So let's talk about this area in general right now. Like, it's medicinal right now.
Medicinally correct right now, yes.
What are you seeing as far as like awareness, popularity, learning, that sort of thing with what how long's this been open now for?
So we opened on April 20th of 2019. So coming up on our 4-year, 4-year here.
4 years.
April. Yep, yeah.
What have you seen as far as progress in the last 4 years?
Yeah, I think...
should say 5 now. Where's time go?
When the MRTA was signed and kind of went into law, I think a lot of people were really excited. That's been a few years, so the rollout has been a little bit slow. We haven't seen the growth that was really hoped for kind of at the beginning.
Yeah.
From a medical perspective, there's a lot of illegal or not regulated kind of shops out there, and so we're losing a lot of medical patients in the New York program right now. Just kind of on a little bit of a downward trajectory. We'd love to see that turn around and kind of come back.
Are you seeing it turn a little bit?
A little bit. I think people are as the adult use stores kind of open up and people are kind of going out and trying those, seeing the different brands and getting to experience some of those things. I think that they're going to be able to test the waters a little bit and check it all out, and I think people are going to come back to the medical market once they start to understand the services that we provide, the relationships that we can build with them.
People want to know exactly what they're getting, right?
They want to know, right? A safe, tested, regulated product, exactly.
So there you have it. We started the morning in New Jersey, we went to Manhattan, and then now here in Brooklyn to give you a better idea of the Northeast region and how this is such a growing industry, to say the least. I think the big question is here in New York, the rollout, yes, it hasn't been perfect, but will they get this right? Will the lawmakers get this right? We shall see. Most important thing, we wanted to provide you information that can visually see how these companies are basically bringing seed to sale, how it's basically growing, and most importantly, competing against the black market. So what'd you think? Leave your comment below. Let us know what you thought. Did you find this information helpful? If there's any information you want to learn more of, then let us know what that is. As usual, share this video with your network, click on that bell for notifications, and as always, subscribe to our channel because we would not be here without you. Thanks for watching, everyone.